Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello, people.
This week we are blessed by some double Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, and the return of our savior.
The return of Slash TAKIZAWA. What a week!
Someone tweeted saying the author definitely watches Shonen Chill because no way would someone bother reviving such a small character for no reason unless they had heard that he was popular.
Unless they were in on the joke, yeah.
Which means we have two confirmed authors that watch us. Hello, Mr. Robako and Mr. Shugomaru.
Oh God!
But yeah, it's definitely a good week. We've been getting like 2 good weeks now after what was it, 2 weeks ago when it was just we were just absolutely in the trenches,
suffering all around.
Yeah. So why don't we just jump right in? What are your top 3 this week?
My top 3 is Blue Box at number 3, My Hero at number 2, and Jujutsu Kaisen at a distant number 1. Just top of the world right now.
Okay, you know what? I have the exact same series, but distributed slightly differently.
Okay.
Number 3 is Blue Box, number 2 is Jujutsu, and number 1 is My Hero.
Okay.
Which makes our life easy.
Yeah, that makes it so much easier for me to do this because I don't have to do the mental math of what I'm jumping around and avoiding. It's just the exact same things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that makes our first series to talk about today. My Hero Academia, Vidya, and me, please.
Wait, are you saying that we should end the series or end you, the person?
Either one. Whatever makes me stop having to read this.
Hey, you know what? I enjoyed this chapter. I actually did enjoy it. It was nothing happened as usual, but the nothing that happened was pretty and raw.
He's a fucking skeleton inside a giant fire golem that gave himself All Might ears.
Yeah. And I failed to see your issue. Of course it's stupid, but you know what? It's something. It's something that isn't just, oh no, he was blocked my punch, chapter over, for 3 months straight.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, it is not just deflection for 3 straight months.
Every week, the My Hero Vigilantes author just avoids having to write.
He just quickly sketches out the fight, and he's like, all right.
But yeah, it was kind of just a whole bunch of nothing again, but it was cool nothing at the very least.
How your brain still in there, bro? How did you burn all your organic matter away, but your brain is fine? How you breathing?
You see, he has a quirk that we haven't heard about yet, which is called the show must go on, even when the show isn't particularly good. That's actually the secret quirk almost every character in My Hero has, and all characters in anything ever have to a certain degree. Where it's like, we need a story to happen, so just pull yourself together a little. A little bit of brain burning has never hurt anyone, I'm sure.
It's just like My Hero is generally, I mean, it's not like super grounded. Shigaraki did get punched in the face with 4 nukes. But at the same time, this dude is just a skeleton. Every time I see him, all I think about is that spooky, scary skeleton song.
Mm-hmm.
He's just in there. Fucking. How is he just a skeleton inside a fire golem?
Look, he's just really motivated. You could do that too.
And last time they were like, oh my god, his last-ditch effort. But now he's just standing there. The page 13 is so funny to me.
Yeah.
He's just standing there looking down.
Also, I'm gonna be like that person and say that there is a biological impossibility in this chapter. Aside from the giant burning flaming man. But he says that, he can feel pain in his brain, which is not possible. Your brain does not have sensory nerves. So 0 out of 10. That's the straw.
That's the one.
last
That's
straw.
the one that broke the camel's back for you, huh?
Yeah. No, but that's actually freaky as hell. Like if you had like your skull open and someone poked your brain, you wouldn't feel it. Because you just don't. Why would you need nerves there to or sensory nerves?
Yeah,
when is that ever gonna matter?
And it would probably be nice to not feel a whole lot of pain every time you moved your head and your brain fucking switched around.
Exactly. So yeah, here's your anatomy lesson for the week. You know, if we ever get a spinner moment in My Hero again, you can look forward to a lecture on reptilians again. I swear to God, everyone keeps sending me that video today of that kid saying that he wants to tell Komodo dragons that he loves them.
Was that you as a child?
No, but I want to officially declare that I would definitely do that. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Komodo dragons are the cool. I learned last week that they can clone themselves asexually if they want to.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like if there's not enough mates, they can literally just clone themselves in order to take over islands in a short period of time.
So there's hope for Anti-Twitter after all, is what you're saying.
Yes, if Anti-Twitter is either an algae or a giant lizard. No, unfortunately, asexual reproduction kind of sucks because it makes you like it makes you really what's the word? It makes you unable to like evolve properly in case you are ever threatened with extinction. You know what? Maybe Anti-Twitter should do that.
My Hero Academia Vigilantes. The anatomy lesson was more interesting than the chapter out of 10.
My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Oh, look, something out of 10.
Oh, God. All right. Next up is Protect Me, Shugomaru.
Oh, really? On mine, it's Elusive Samurai.
We've already covered how your app is wrong all the time.
Oh, yeah, okay. Protect Me, Shugomaru. Are we honestly going to say anything about this chapter that isn't
Not at all.
Dude, I was reading this and I was already sort of getting like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, stuff's happening, like, trained as a face. And then on page 3, I see the guy and I'm like, no way. I got, like, legitimately excited.
The man returns.
like, I could not tell you what I like about him, but oh my God, I'm so happy he's back.
He's just this little cute fella down here helping out. He saved the day this time.
Yeah, I like that his scent detector is just him blushing.
Yeah, it's also funny because in on page 8 when he detects the poison in the tea, it looks like he's blushing and just looking at her butt.
Oh yeah. Also, he's way smaller than I thought.
Yeah, he's
now that
really
I'm looking at it. Also, Zen, that panel where she's saying, "I don't want advice from a guy who's checking the gotcha garbage bin." I thought of you. My mind, like, lovingly wandered to my dear old co-host.
You know what? That's fair.
Oh, good. In that case, I will save this as an image and use it anytime you say pretty much anything.
I also like the panel where he's like, "Here, you can have my Yu-Gi-Oh card." I have a
I also thought of you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it last chapter where the enemy tried to distract Shugomaru with a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah. Is this series just a very long ad for Yu-Gi-Oh?
I feel like they've mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh in I think at least almost every chapter. No, it's been more than twice.
Okay.
Because remember in the very first chapter they talk about it too.
Oh.
So it's been at least 3 times that they've talked about Yu-Gi-Oh in this show or this manga.
What a product placement, I guess.
I guess. Also, he didn't even draw it. He photocopied the card.
Yeah, and it's not translated either.
It's just a photocopy of the Japanese fucking card.
All right, Mr. Zenrotto, what card is that?
That actually is Basilarus, familiar of the evil eye. He named it correctly.
Damn. Nerd. Anyway, moving on. Throwing stones at my glass house here.
Just coming off the lecture about Komodo dragons.
Look, I will have you know that knowing a lot of stuff, a discomforting amount of details about Komodo dragon reproduction is not a nerd thing. It's a weirdo thing, if anything. Also, I actually thought the punchline in this chapter was really funny, that it sets up with that stupid train that I thought was going to be way more important. I was like, oh, okay, so they're going to be like in that train or whatever, or like do stuff in there. But instead, it's just that the fight damages the train and the principal is sad. That double spread actually got me.
Oh, where he's like, my train!
My chun-chun train! Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole joke that he had...
The funniest joke to me still was when / Takizawa died again and he screamed the exact same way.
Yeah, no, it's as I said, I really am not like into the whole joke of him accidentally almost harming her with his protection. But some of these auxiliary jokes are actually really funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. The main joke is not funny almost at all anymore. Like when they're just doing the joke about him, like, uh-oh, I've made you too cold. I will shoot you with fire. Oh no, I made you too hot. I will make you cold. Was like unbelievably unfunny. But then the little tiny jokes in the back are really good.
Yeah, I love how we call / Takizawa a stalwart ally of mine.
Yeah, my stalwart ally. / Takizawa.
I mean, honestly, he is the stalwart ally that all of us need in our lives. I swear to God.
Censor just him blushing.
Hey, don't you blush when you smell poison?
She fucking pours the poison cup on him and he shatters.
To / Takizawa.
/ Takizawa.
This is unironically one of the dumbest bits of our show so far, but I love it.
I don't know why, but he's so great.
I feel like we're just always on the lookout for like really dumb side characters we can attach ourselves to.
I wish they just got rid of Shugomaru and just made this stuff about / Takizawa.
Yes, but also I feel like it's funnier when / Takizawa is like just in the background.
That's also true. Just doing his own thing.
Yeah, because now basically every week we'll have the thrill of, is he gonna bring back / Takizawa? Will he rise again?
Damn it, we're gonna be stuck. Keep reading this until he does.
No. Will our savior rise from the ashes? But yeah, aside from that, like whatever, like this whole Scal group is kind of like whatever to me.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
the joke wasn't that funny. Uh-oh, he broke our hideout. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever. / Takizawa out of 10.
Yep. So, chapter saved by / Takizawa.
Yeah, that any chapter that he's in is automatically saved. And the rule is that we cannot drop this series on a chapter that / Takizawa is in.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, and if he ever leaves and we drop the series and he comes back, we will have to hold like a voting.
If we pick it back up again?
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's a serious issue.
Okay,
like,
you're right. He'll think we let him down.
If fiction is being produced, if fiction is being produced that / Takizawa is in, that is not being consumed by us, that's like a serious disbalance in like nature.
The planets are gonna start breaking apart.
I really cannot believe that it only took like a week, but I've unironically become the biggest / Takizawa stan imaginable.
Even on Discord, it says #1 / Takizawa stan.
Yeah, because that's what I am.
Oh my god.
We should get it trending so the author sees it.
Need a
Is,
spin-off chapter just about Slash Takizawa's daily routine.
is the author even on Twitter?
I don't know. I've never even heard
We
of this
should
guy
get him
before.
on the show. We should get him on the show and ask him about Slash Takizawa.
Should get him on the show after doing nothing but call his shit unfunny, except for Slash Takizawa.
Hey, look, this isn't half as bad as that time we thought the Roboco author watches us.
That's true. That was alarming.
That was very alarming.
Like, oh no.
No, we love all series in Shonen Jump. We just don't read some of them.
Yeah, for our own health.
Yeah. Do we want to move on?
Yeah, we'll make the jump here. The next one is gonna be the Elusive Samurai.
Okay, you tell me what you thought, because I have trouble formulating my thoughts on this one.
I thought it was fine. I liked it. Some of the pages are a little hard to follow when he tries to depict like big battle in short spurts. Like page 2 is okay. Page 3 is like, oh Jesus, man. I guess maybe it's supposed to be like that because it's supposed to be depicting that the battle is chaotic, right? So maybe it's supposed to like but Jesus, I don't even know what this is. And obviously, yes, flanking somebody is good military strategy. Once again, I don't know if we needed like 7 pages to explain that. But I like the concepts in the chapter, and I like the whole idea that like pushing it that not dying is good, which again is like the polar opposite of what the military strategy was back then, where it was like, oh, we're losing, I guess we just die with dignity. Where this series is pushing so hard that like not dying in the battle is a victory because you could always come back and try again later. I do think that him being a good messenger boy and therefore being allowed to lead the entire army is a little bit much, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I feel that. Because to me, the way I think of it is this chapter felt like really grandiose, like with the standoff with the bug guy again. Like it felt like it was a big deal, but I don't know, for me it kind of really was bogged down, as you said, by like the, I guess, over explanation of everything. Like the whole military strategy is just not flowing as smoothly as I would like. And I ended up just kind of being like, okay, when do I get to see the boys do something? Because a lot of this is just a lecture, which is decidedly not about lizards. A lot of the
Elusive Samurai chapters feel like lectures.
Yeah, exactly. He should draw a Komodo dragon. I would be so much more interested. All this narration just given by like a very detailed lizard or outer reptile.
Yeah, this is just a very like narration heavy series, and I'm not sure why. I don't feel like it has to be, but I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't think he can deliver the amount of information that he needs to. But it really feels like almost every chapter of this is like a little bit of action, long-winded explanation about the consequences of that action and what they're going to do next.
Yeah, like it's weird because also Assassination Classroom wasn't like this, if I remember.
No, I mean Assassination Classroom was a much smaller scale story. It wasn't like armies clashing, but at the same time, like,
true.
Jeez, man. There's a lot. There's also a lot of like reminding you in this series. It feels like it very frequently when it goes into a bout of exposition, it'll stop and be like, "Hey, you remember the last bit of exposition? Okay, this is very important for this bit, so pay attention." And then it goes into the new bit, and it's like, "Fuck." If I wanted to read a real book, I would just read a real book. I want to see pretty pictures.
True.
My toddler brain can't handle any more than this.
The goopy goblin brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Like it I don't know, it feels like the author is very passionate about what he's trying to write, but I definitely think this approach is a teensy bit alienating, as you said, to sort of people like us who are just dumb and want to read fun things instead of read history books.
Yeah.
I don't mind history books, but you know, this isn't like fun trivia. This is just This is basically just illustrated math with violence.
It kind of is, actually.
Yeah. And you know how I am with math. No.
Yeah, it's just whatever. It's hard for
Yeah.
me to care because they keep talking about like, oh, the future of this sect, and I'm like, I don't barely know you guys.
Yeah, that's the other thing. There's just so many like specifically Japanese names of like areas and places and communes, and I'm just like, a lot of these just kind of blend together for me.
Yeah, and I
Like at
still
the
struggle a little bit to give a shit about the main kid. Like,
Mhm.
now and again he's cool, but a lot of the time I'm like, God, it really feels like you're not earning any of this stuff at all.
I mean, I don't know about that. I just, again, for me, it's just I have such a hard time keeping track of who is with whom now and who is whom. Like at the end, when it's like, oh, the people of Shinano will be at your side. I'm like, what? I thought you'd already convinced them.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there was still like something to be won in terms of
Let me
cooperation.
just
So
say
that's a
that
bit
God
weird.
forbid any character says the name of another character without showing their face on the page. Because I'm like, ugh, who the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, true, true. It's always, yeah. I mean, it's just sort of a consequence of what this is about, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like period Japanese, so they all have very Japanese names. Very long period names.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder if this is like more legible for people in Japan. If this is like something that you would read and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this from history class in school."
I mean, I
Um,
assume these are all fiction. Are these not fictional places?
well, no, I think the places are real, and I think this takes place within a real conflict that happened in Japan.
Did
I
it
think most
really?
of the yeah, I think most of the characters are fictitious. But no, this, if I remember correctly from like the first couple of chapters and discussion around it, this is all like based on history that happened. It's like just a fictionalized version of it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't know. I'm sure we'll have loads of helpful commenters telling us that we're stupid for not knowing this.
Almost
But that's,
certainly.
yeah. If you write it with instead of stupid, if you write SCH stupid, so stupid, I'll know that you're in on the joke. So we won't be offended.
All right. That's how we'll
Like
keep track from now on.
yeah, stupid is a no-go, but stupid, go ahead.
That's how we're measuring this shit from now on.
All right.
All right.
Do we move on?
Yeah, it was fine-ish out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. It was all right.
It was
Mm.
solidly out of 10. All
Yeah.
right. Next up on the list is going to be Dr. Stone.
Yo,
I actually
we
really like this chapter. This
building.
chapter felt like a celebration of like what Dr. Stone is,
Hmm.
where he's just making shit and getting fucking cranky that he has to make shit.
Yeah. It really just feels like, hey, look, this is how far we've come. Especially sort of, dude, the final 4 pages are a 4 page spread, which I have never seen in Weekly Shonen Jump.
Oh my god,
As
you're
in,
right. That bottom. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I mean, it's not completely seamless. You can see where it cuts off because obviously you can't fold out more than 2 pages at a time. But I've never seen that. Even an attempt at a 4 page spread in Weekly Jump. So no, this is super cool. And yeah, like that bottom part really is just what this chapter is. It's just a, hey, look, this is how far we've come, and
Yep,
this
they
is
even
where
have
we'll
like the
go.
pictures of the like them doing it in the past. It's all like instead of it being theoretical little things, it's all pictures imposed of what when they did it back then.
Hmm.
This shit is definitely ending real soon.
Yeah, this is the look. Look what we've done.
Hmm.
Look all the things that we've collected, and now we're shooting it to the moon. The only place untainted by capitalism, as they say. But yeah, no, it is definitely a really fun chapter because of that, but also kind of light, right? Like
Oh
there wasn't
yeah.
anything crazy in it.
I mean, it's not like yeah, no like mind blowing revelations, but like it was It just felt like this was the chapter where it's like this is where the anime opening would start playing, right when they're making their
Exactly.
It was great. I love the one of him asking, "What does anybody want anything?" and they're all like screaming for things, and he's slowly making them and getting more and more irritated.
Yeah, I like the one guy who screams for a PS5. That's me.
That's Tengen when he wanted the PS5.
Yeah. He's like, sorcerers, I will take my leave. And you hear just like the PlayStation logo, like music.
I also like how he wanted a PS5 even though it would not have existed by the time they all got petrified in the
Oh yeah,
past.
that's also true. So that would actually be like a futuristic tech for them.
Yeah. Also, one of them wants a robot maid.
I mean, we have the jump manga for you,
Yeah.
mister.
Oh God. That's true.
Yeah. But also, is the title page just Senku sitting on a bunch of like Amazon crates?
Yes.
Oh, stupid. Also, I like the like joke with the smartphone where it's like it's so small too, and you turn around and
And this got the huge computer strapped to his back.
uh-huh.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, fun chapter.
I don't know why it killed me when she asked for a washing machine and he's like, just take a bucket and spin it around. That's all it is.
But yeah, fun chapter.
Very fun chapter. Yeah, it really drilled home that yeah, we're coming up on the end right about now.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is sort of one of those chapters where I feel like it's almost there to sort of just save not save some time, but sort of to stretch it out a little, to give a little more time to what they're probably working on behind the scenes, Boichi and Inagaki, for the ending. Because yeah, I don't think we're going to see much more past the moon, if
Yeah,
anything
it
at all.
doesn't feel that way. After the way that it has been winding up like this, it feels like we're gonna fix the problem on the moon. There might be some drama on the moon that goes down, and then after that we're done.
Yeah.
But it was still
Yeah.
very cute, a good like emotional hype chapter.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, how old is Dr. Stone now? 6 years? 7, going on 7 years?
Let's find out. "2017, so
Oh, yeah,
going on
much newer
5
than I
years.
thought. Yeah, 5 years. Well, that's a respectable like age.
Yeah, I mean, isn't My Hero 7 years old, and it's got 100 more chapters than Dr. Stone does?
Yeah, My Hero is turned 7 earlier this year,
Yeah,
like in April.
yeah. So still
So actually,
about 5 years.
yeah, all right, bet. Awesome. In that case, do we want to move on?
Yeah, we'll jump over to the next one, which is gonna be Mashle.
Mashle, which was all right.
It's fine. It's a combat chapter. It wasn't a super exciting one. I feel like they really play this guy as like, whoa, but after some of the shit we've seen, I'm like, all right, he makes magnet balls.
Yeah, and he has 2 wands, and he can like do lightning and shit.
Yeah, which is fine. I really like the panel of him after he knocks the balls away with his shoe, and he knocks it up through the roof. That's a cool looking panel.
Yeah.
And then I love anytime a character just says the word idiot, just as like a flat one word bubble when Starn strikes it too. I was like, ah. It's always funny to me.
Also, just the sequence of Dot realizing what Mash is doing and like crying.
Yeah, just sobbing.
But yeah, I mean, this was really kind of a nothing chapter. Just fighting
this
a
is
little.
a big nothing chapter. Just fighting and not like a fight that I feel much stake from. I think it's hard for me to feel stakes in a Mash fight, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, we get sort of the quintessential bad guy speech as well, where he's like, "I am the only one," and then Mash is like, "Idiot."
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Fucking dweeb. Get out of my face.
Moral.
Fucking nerd.
Everyone knows that lying is the real jerk move. I love Mash.
Yeah, Mash is a great character.
I really do like him, but yeah, this chapter was kind of nothing to me, so
Yeah,
I'm already out of things to say.
I'm already out of things to say. All right, what wins the shortest segment of the week?
Oh, absolutely.
Next one is Witch Watch.
Witch Watch.
Pretty good. I liked it, actually.
Yeah, I'm excited because this chapter is called Part 1. I'm always happy.
Yeah, it definitely has the feel of like we're gearing up for some multi-chapter conflict, which I'm excited about.
Yeah. By itself, this chapter wasn't anything super cool. I liked sort of the addition of, the Demon Slayers, TM, Shueisha. With like their swords and stuff. Like I thought that was a nice sort of elaboration on the world and like on the lore. I also like how we have this like start to a big arc, I assume, that just gets like appropriated into a beach chapter.
Yeah.
Or like a bikini chapter.
Pulled right into a bikini chapter.
Yeah. That page is where it's just like the two girls splashing each other and just Moy deadpan under it saying summer vacation is fun. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's right.
Summer vacation is fun.
I also really like the gag of the spoiled child who says the worst thing at every possible moment and makes everybody really uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I also like that it's the boy's like genuinely sad that he keeps doing it.
Yeah, he's not like an asshole. He's not like intentionally picking at them. He just says the terrible shit. Yeah, he's like, "Oh God, like, sorry."
Yeah. Oh, so you're two girls and like three guys. Are you having like a gangbang or something?
And then the dad turns around and he's like a hyper detailed, creepy looking old guy.
Also, that panel where you see him like fight demons looks sick as shit. With, like,
it
the
does
trench
look cool.
coat.
It's got the big the big jacket and the two swords.
And yeah, it seems like we're getting into like a warlock fight, which I don't think we've gotten so far, aside from like the one big we had so far.
Right.
This is almost like when in JoJo, like a stand user reveals themselves.
This has big like oh my god, wait, stand users here vibes to it.
Yeah, because also it calls him a water warlock, which implies to me that we're going to see multiple different types of them in like quick succession.
Well, didn't they say that other than the main girl, most people only have like one type of magic they can use?
Yeah, true. So like I'm very excited to see where this goes. I just want more romance, man.
I know it. How do you not have a single romance bit in the beach chapter? Are you kidding me? Come on.
I mean, that maybe that's a blessing in disguise, because romance, like character relationships during beach episodes in anime and manga are always kind of 50-50 whether or not it's going to start getting gross and creepy.
That's true. That's fair. I feel like this has been a pretty wholesome series with it so far, though.
That's true. And I mean, also, like, these are like, I'm looking at it again, these are like completely normal bikinis. This isn't like anime shit where it's like, oh, look, my bikini, and it's like 2 pieces of string and a chewing gum.
No, it's just a regular bathing suit. And they're not like also drawn hyper, like gigantic. Her titties are bigger than her entire head. They're not like fairly normally proportioned individuals.
Yeah, the quintessential like anime beach look to me is that one color page that Kubo did of Orihime post the series ending, and she's just like a fucking milk truck from top to bottom. You know which one I mean.
That's how he likes it.
And I mean, that's true.
Never forget that interview with Akutami where he was like, "Hey, you ever notice how the girls in your series don't have very big titties?" What a legend!
Yeah, what a man. For better or for worse.
It's the funniest fucking interview.
I also still love that Akutami's justification for not sexualizing his characters is basically, my mom reads this shit.
Yeah, my mom reads Jujutsu Kaisen, and I don't think she'd like it if I did that, so I don't.
What a king.
And then they're like, well, you could make him like cute and silly, and he's like, yeah, but I don't really like that. So so he ended up with good girl characters just because he felt like he had no other choice.
He really just he really ended up with good girl characters just because he felt that Mama was watching.
Yeah, can't upset Mama.
That's true. Okay, do we want to move it along?
Yeah, I feel like a good cue for us is whenever we start veering into Jujutsu Kaisen, it's a good time to move on.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up is Undead Unluck.
Dude.
Good chapter. Very good chapter.
Shit was raw. The whole thing with Billy, like, I didn't understand half the shit they were talking, but it sure was cool.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Also, I'm completely blanking. Have we seen Undraw before?
Not that I know of. But she kind of looks familiar.
Right?
Like, her face looks familiar to me. But it might be because she looks like an old version of Unbreakable. Like, if Unbreakable was, like, older, she would look like that. So I don't know. But I don't think we have.
Yeah.
And someone in the comments 5 minutes after this goes up is going to be like, this is the chapter she showed up in and exactly what she did. But I don't remember seeing Undraw before.
Yeah, look, fellas, if we make mistakes, I'm sorry. Like, I can barely remember if I paid my taxes this year. I'm not going to be remembering every single character that appeared in the, like, 12 series I read weekly.
Yeah.
I think I did pay my taxes
like
this year.
The panel of her just shoving the piece of, like, cake or whatever that is into Billy's mouth. And he's still got the deadpan expression the entire time.
He's like, what the fuck? Yeah. But I do really like that sequence where they sort of convince him to help him out.
Yeah, and I like that Andy takes a minute mid-battle to get offended that his treats weren't any good.
Hold up!
Yeah, he's like, he told me they were good. And then Fuko's like, we're gonna die. Please move.
I love these goobers so much.
Me too.
Yeah.
I also like when she gets angry when he calls Undraw his old girlfriend. And she's like, it's not like I'm your girlfriend, and he's just sitting there. Like, okay, I won't say it again. And she's obviously really angry.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I don't mind. It's like, Yeah,
look at her face. In the fucking panel.
Yeah. Why? I'm not angry, silly. Anyone who says that is about to murder you. Like, pro tip, fellas. If your girlfriend says, why? I'm not angry, silly. She's probably gonna knife you.
Yeah, you're gonna turn around and just have like a butcher knife right in the ribs.
Yeah. And to the ladies listening, aim for the left side. It's more efficient.
Is that your lesson for this segment?
No, wait, before we go on, I have to legally say that we do not condone violence using knives. Please do not hold us accountable if anything happens. Violence is never the answer. Violence is the question, and the answer is yes. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, this is a good chapter. This is another like hype chapter.
Oh, for sure. Also, I still want an actual proper explanation of how Billy's abilities work, because I swear to God, we still haven't gotten it.
No, apparently we did. Someone gave it to us in one of the comment sections, and I already forgot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
give it to us again.
Yeah, just type it again, guy. You know who you are. Type it again.
Yeah.
Something like the amount of faith he has in you, or something lets him use your ability. I don't know.
Okay, I do not remember any of that, but then again, as I said,
I don't know. I don't remember already. I'm here for the raw.
Yeah, get typing, and at the end, call us stupid.
Yeah.
And then we'll know.
Then we'll know it was you.
Stupid.
Hashtag stupid.
Stupid and chill. Do we move on?
Yeah, I think so. Just the
All right.
I do want to say though the big panel of him cutting Spring in half, fucking sick.
Yes, and sort of the combo attack there as well. Super cool.
I did not read Duran. Did you?
No.
All right, awesome. Moving on. Next one is gonna be Ayashimon.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like this
it.
Creepy police force that we've got here.
Right?
I like that. I like the one guy who's like, "Hey, can we not? Because I don't want to have to report that we did our job."
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of character.
Also, I just like the chapter is fairly standard, kind of even exposition heavy for the most part, and then the police guys appear, and it just turns into like some weird, creepy horror shit where it's just like, oh, hello.
I love the thing that's like that attacked her, the creepy looking head with hands.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking Geodude pinning her to the floor. I like the whole like them walking out through the wall, like straight through the wall, and him standing up on the roof. It's got a super like unsettling vibe the whole time. It's got shades of Phantom Seer. Someone who's read only one manga ever, and that manga was Phantom Seer. I'm getting real Phantom Seer vibes from this.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I agree. It definitely has that sort of vibe. And I also like that we get some exposition sort of on these humans that are destined to fight Oni and yokai.
Yeah,
that's also
once
pretty
again
cool.
Demon Slayer's trademark. Shueisha.
Yeah, Demon Slayer, don't sue us, Shueisha. Wait, no, I'll use the fan translation name of it. It really reminds me of Demonic Blades of Demon Destruction. TM.
This is why we don't listen to fan translations, and this is gonna come up again in the My Hero segment. Don't you fucking think about that? This is why you don't read a fan translation and then write a 6 fucking paragraph long paper about why that translation sucks, and then the official one comes out and it's like a million times better. Just shut up and wait. Just shut up and wait.
I mean, personally, I think we were robbed when Jujutsu Kaisen did not get translated as Sorceress Fighting.
Sorceress Fighting?
Because for a while, it seemed like the anime might translate it, which was the funniest week on Twitter. I swear to God. It was just magic people throwing hands, the series.
I would kind of like that.
Yeah. Magic hands, come catch him.
Magic hands.
Ayashimon, right.
Yes. Wait, that's not a good sign. We've already veered right into Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I mean, this was really just the introduction to this police force and that they're gonna, like, provoke a battle between the Yakuza syndicates.
Mm-hmm.
And
they can, like, freeze things? I don't know how they did that. That was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, they can almost, like, freeze time.
And, yeah, I don't know if it was, like, they froze time or if they have, like, some kind of Shikigami type deal that did it. I don't know, but it's cool. I like these guys.
Yeah, they're super cool. And in general, like, I think the whole thing with, like, the Yakuza being mixed with demons is such a cool concept. Because it really does sort of give you this just whole feeling of the underbelly of both society and, like, mythology.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very distinct sort of flavor that it's developing here. I'm really digging it. Seems like we're in for, like, a demonic Yakuza war, which, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I also love the little panel where he gets called a manga protagonist, and he has this little moment where he's like,
Yeah, I know.
That was cute.
Lots of cuteness there as well. Like, I also like the moment where he, like, accidentally breaks through the floor.
Yeah, he tries to be threatening, and he destroys the whole building that they're in.
But yeah, cool shit. I also still think that Ayashimon's being made out of money. I feel like that's gonna be something cool later on.
Yeah, it's gonna be relevant later on. I'm definitely feeling that.
Because that just feels so distinct, right? Like, so unique to it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know where the inspiration for the concept would have come from, but it's definitely not something I've seen before. But it is cool. I hope that, I don't know, I just want to keep learning more about this world. This world's so cool. It feels like every chapter they introduce a new aspect of it, and I'm like, shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I'm really hoping this sort of gets the chance to develop further.
Yeah, was you trying to think of a tactful way to say it doesn't get canceled in the next 7 weeks?
Yeah, basically. The thing is, someone is getting canceled. I'm almost sure out of this batch. I kind of don't believe that they'll all survive, and I kind of hope it's Duran because I don't care about it.
I feel like it's gonna be Duran, but it's hard to tell because like for us, it's super generic and it sucks. But like super generic, some audiences might be like, "Hey, this is acceptable because of how generic and bland it is." Shugomaru was in fact at the absolute ass end of the table of contents, so there's that.
Yeah, but honestly, with Shugomaru, I wouldn't even be so mad because, quite honestly, I've gotten out of it what I needed.
/ TAKIZAWA.
Yeah, a dumb, simply designed murder robot that I can stand for the rest of my life. I don't need much more content on him.
Yeah, I'm already pretty much content with that.
Also, the moment Shugomaru gets cancelled and the trademark gets sort of abandoned, we slapping this boy on some merch. That's all I'm saying. This is capitalism, baby.
We need a mug that's just / TAKIZAWA, and then when it heats up, his head turns red.
Because he senses poison.
Yeah, he senses the drink.
Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. We don't need to wait for Shugomaru to get cancelled. We can just draw him ourselves and say it's totally not him.
Yeah, it's / TAKIZAWA.
I mean, I already drew him today, and I'm not an artist whatsoever.
I don't think you need to be an artist to draw / TAKIZAWA.
I literally drew a circle and copy pasted a handsome Squidward on it. That was my. Did you not see the thumbnail I sent you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I didn't know you drew it.
Yeah, I drew that.
That makes it funnier.
That's the thumbnail for today.
Oh God.
Yeah. Do we want to move into, I believe, the top 3, right?
Yes, we're in the top 3s now.
Nice one. They're so streamlined.
I know, it's great that when the top 3 is only 3 chapters long. Good times. So that's gonna be number 1 is Blue Box.
Man.
Uh-oh, yeah, Trouble in Paradise here. Caught a look at our girl in a kimono and just about fell out on the spot.
Yeah, like my man was about to like lose a little bit of that, you know, a little bit of that life force.
Yeah, my man was about to act up in public in the middle of this street.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about like Japanese festivals always being an excuse to draw your characters in kimonos, but I'm for it.
I think that's like the kind of festival they go to, right? Because it's always the same one in every fiction that uses it. It's always this kind of festival.
Yeah, it is like a
it's like always a fireworks festival. Yeah, always with a bunch of stalls lined up down like a single street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then I wonder, is it like obligatory that women come in kimonos?
I assume so, because again, it's in literally everything. Like Bleach does it, Persona does it. Like every single time someone says fireworks festival, the girls always go.
It's in everything. The famous 2 things that exist: Bleach and Persona.
I will say that those are just the 2 examples that come out of the top of my head. Every single time a fireworks festival is used, the girls are wearing it. Although this one actually shows guys wearing them too. They never do that in the other ones I've ever seen. The dudes always just dress normally, like fucking assholes.
I want to dress in a kimono.
I will say the sports stuff in the beginning, I don't care. Boy,
yeah,
I don't care.
That was kind of like whatever. I mean, it was cool-ish, I guess.
I mean, I like it, but I think I'm so divorced from giving a shit about if he gets to nationals at all. I just want to see who he's gonna kiss. So I'm like, meh.
Yeah, but I think what caught me off guard a little is how this like super strong mentor guy is actually a super nice dude.
Yeah, he's
for the most part. Yeah, he's just a guy.
I like when he went to give him the juice. He's like, "Are you sure you want this? I already put my mouth on it."
Yeah, like that's my kind of character. But yeah, I mean, it's also interesting how this chapter is when the underdog wins, and it ends with Hina basically winning.
Yeah, if not Taiki's heart too. She made a bunch of points right there.
Yeah, I mean, she did. If she didn't win his heart, she definitely won something else with that outfit. On the boy.
Hey, the second brain is not a bad thing to win either. when you're aiming for
No,
the goal that she is.
that's true.
I love her little text back to him that's like, "You go, just the two of you," and she's like, "It's cool with me." And like, oh, like she didn't see that text, and she was like, "Yes, yes, get sick, you fucking."
She gives it like the little
yeah, the little
okay sign.
Yeah, like she's trying so hard to play it cool.
Yeah,
I've said that exact text in my life in this exact context.
Dude, if I ever send someone the okay sign, I'm either like celebrating or seething.
Yeah, there's
no in between.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to play it cool in any context. I'm either like, don't show that I'm fucking furious, or don't show that I'm bouncing off the walls. But I'm doing one of the two things.
Yeah, actually, Zen, what's your like regular emoji rotation when you're like just genuinely texting with someone?
Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna pull this up actually. I have
me too. I'm doing
the
it too.
crying emoji. That's my most used. It's the sobbing emoji.
Okay, Deku.
I have mine is the sobbing ironically emoji. Every time I use it, it's because I'm making fun of something stupid that happened, and I apparently do that all the time.
I mean, that's how Deku cries as well, obviously. So yeah.
Well, yeah, clearly very ironic when Deku does it too. I have the rolling eyes emoji. I have the emoji that's just the eyes. I have the smug smirk emoji, the upside down smile emoji, the awkward open mouth grimace emoji, and the puffing air out of your nose emoji. Those are my most used.
This just kind of sounds like you're constantly sexting. I'm not gonna lie. And I say that as a man whose most used emoji is literally the eggplant. Actually, no, it's the eggplant, and the eggplant followed by the monkey that's covering his eyes.
Yeah, what do you mean? Those are like the two worst ones.
Yeah, and you're right there with me. You just have all the human versions of that.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
then I also have like the red face demon mask with the long nose, like the Tengu mask.
The Tengu mask, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have a thumbs up of pretty much every single color. I don't even remember why. And then I have the blush emoji, the just eyes, and the monocle.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you that yours are way worse than mine.
Actually, I haven't told you the most random one. I also have like just a pigeon, like the pigeon head. And I could not tell you why that's in my most used.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, why? What?
I have no clue. It's just here. Also, I have a couple of hearts, but that's just because I text my girlfriend like a loser, like the loser that I am.
Yeah, I do the same thing, just randomly in the middle of the day when I'm like, all right, that'll give me enough serotonin to get through the next hour.
Yeah. If people ever saw like my text with my girlfriend, they would assume I'm like brain dead. Because you know those memes where people are like texting in exquisitely like cute language, like saying ubu and tebu.
Yes.
That's exclusively how I initiate texts with people I'm close with, especially with her.
God.
Yeah. I mean, with one of my friends, the way I text is basically, if I need something from him, I just text something like absolutely viciously horny. Like, I miss the wrinkles in your loving hands. And he's just like, okay, so when do you want to hang out? And I'm like, Sunday? Bet. And then we just go to like Migros and buy like soft drinks or some shit.
God.
This has been like very insightful for our viewers, I'm sure.
Yeah, everyone's really learning.
Yeah, nothing about manga though. Yeah, like I was thinking, like if we get the show to 100 episodes, what we can do sort of as a special thing for it. Do you have anything in mind?
Not off the top of my head, particularly.
Because I thought we could just for that episode refer to each other with our real names, and then we never do it again. Just for that episode.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Okay, I'm on board.
All right, bet. See you in episode 100. When you learn our real names, which are already out on
Already
the
public
internet.
knowledge.
Yeah. You can literally find my full name if you look for it hard enough. Not that I care too much, honestly.
That's still very funny though. Just like nothing's wrong.
Yeah, we're just like, hi. Anything else on Blue Box?
No.
No, I need these people to kiss, basically.
Yes, please do that. Someone. I don't care even who. Just someone at this point, please.
It's funny. It's like this is just I want them to kiss, but the definition of them keeps getting increasingly more complicated.
Yeah, as to which one kiss applies to. There's I'm getting to the point where I don't care.
I just want a chapter where like everyone's kissing everyone. Just like a billion panels of every single possible character permutation.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, and it's called the Smoocher. Or something like that. All right. Do we want to move on?
Yeah. We'll go to My Hero Academia.
Do you want to go first, or shall I go first?
Well, you like it quite a bit more than I do, even though I don't hate it, but I just think it's really funny that there was this giant paragraph about the shittiest fan translation ever, and everyone was like, Deku's character is irrevocably ruined, and then we got the real translation, and it's like, oh yeah, like that's a reasonable thing that most people would agree with, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, someone texted me this earlier this week, and I definitely agree. I preferred it when My Hero fandom was just teenage girls wondering who will kiss whom. I definitely prefer that to like the
Turns out the answer is nobody.
Yeah, nobody. But I prefer that to the absolute avalanche of like think pieces that get produced every week.
Yes, terrible think pieces based on pre-release scans that are just like immediately invalidated just by the official release existing.
Yeah.
And then no one like acknowledged it. Nobody's ever like, oh, I was wrong. It's always just like, all right, put that shit away until the next leak comes out.
Well, also because a lot of people, they read the fan scans and that's kind of it. And they maybe just look over the official, because I guess people just don't realize how much of a difference translation actually makes in that context. So, you know, but I'm kind of beyond getting upset at that, because like, who cares? Like, the My Hero fandom has devolved into everyone pretending to be a literature major about everything.
Hasn't it though? It's super fucking weird. Of just like,
kind of,
I don't get it.
It kind of is. I feel like it's just sort of because My Hero for a long time had this reputation of being very surface level and dumb, and I feel like that has sort of yo-yoed back into a very strong counter reaction where just a whole lot of people do nothing but write like 20 tweet threads about the most minute details, which like I can get behind, but some of them are just very difficult to swallow just because they're not done in a way that feels reasonable.
Yeah.
I think if you have a lot to say about My Hero, that's great, and you should make a video on it instead of a thread, because threads are fast and kind of worthless most of the time. A video will actually force you to look at your points for like weeks, and then maybe after like 1 week you're like, I'm sick of listening to this shit, this is dumb, which sometimes is what you need.
Yeah, just like a little bit of self-editor.
Yeah, I've had that with some like ideas. I had a whole video where I just insulted everyone who was mad at me for thinking that the doctor that the Dr. Garaki is the same doctor as the doctor at the start of the series, because there are people who legitimately think that that's a fan theory instead of like just straight up confirmed. And then I realized I don't really need to make that video, because the people who I'm talking to are not going to watch it or are too stupid to understand. So, you know, it's whatever.
See, perfect. Yeah. That's exactly what a self-editor is all about.
Yeah, like but I also think with My Hero, it's just so weird that it's become this like dick measuring contest of who can seem more intellectual about the most like trite thing in the series.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like every single time they write this, it's always about something that really is not that big of a deal. Like,
well, either that or it's like either not a big deal, or it's just straight up something that is not in the story and just kind of a very loosely based like conjecture, which
Right.
is fine. But like, I don't mind making that sort of stuff. I mind it when people are like super aggressive about it and are like, this is the way you're supposed to read it. This is what you should take out of it. And if you disagree, you're dumb. Or like, when I complain about something and they're like, actually, this thread proves that you're stupid. And I'm like, no,
Yeah, I think
I
that
prove
kind of
that I'm
comes with the
stupid.
territory of any, like, anytime that you get that weird, like, quasi-intellectual, like, push my glasses up and really dig into the meat of this, and it's all based on, like, bullshit.
Mhm.
I feel like it's done 50% to make themselves look smart and 50% so they can say anyone who does not interpret it this way lacks the big brain that I possess and therefore can be
Mhm.
disregarded. Like, that's sort of what Twitter discourse is. It's never like point A and point B, and then they both present their side and try to figure out which one they think is more valid. It's always both sides trying to figure out why they don't have to listen to the other one at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's never an actual, like, conflict of ideals. It's always just like, oh, you're saying this? Well, here's why I don't have to give a shit about that. Because it would
But
take too much time for me to actually read and listen to what you're saying.
yeah, but that's kind of also the thing. I know, God, this is gonna get clipped. Um, so strap yourself in. But I think that a lot of anime discourse and anime analysis, mine included for a large part, is baby's first literature class in a lot of ways.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's all
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's all purely plot interpretation, which is, that's the tutorial for literature. That's what you do in your intro course. Um Plot analysis is the most like basic bitch version of this stuff. And so like it's interesting and I love doing it myself also because I know that the deeper stuff is just not that interesting to most regular people, and sometimes it's not that interesting to me either. uh, and also requires a heck of a lot more research than I
Mm-hmm.
can reasonably do on my channel, at least if I want to keep it lucrative. um, but I definitely think it's weird how like masturbatory some of these accounts get with their highbrow analysis of My Hero, where it's just like, well, I mean, it's good that you have like this giant list of things that you have quote unquote analyzed in the series, but all you've really done is looked at a bunch of plot elements and said, this is what this means. You're stupid for disagreeing. And I don't think that's particularly worth it. Again, I think if you have a whole lot of thoughts about this and you want to present sort of your take, make it in a video, because the extra time and effort required in a video will just force you to be more thoughtful.
Yeah, actually
Doesn't
be
mean,
introspective about your points instead of just trying
yeah,
to get clicks on Twitter.
yeah. I mean, obviously that doesn't mean that all videos are well thought out. They're not. Mine are a good example. There are a lot of videos now that I wouldn't stand behind anymore. Because I just made them in like a week, and I was like, here you go. But no, I definitely think that people have sort of role played into this whole idea of intellectualism a bit too much, because also like they get so personal about it. They're like, oh, this is how these people are too dumb to read, and it's like, is it ever that serious about this shit? Like,
Yeah, right.
honest to
Like,
God.
yeah, I don't know. It's just tiring after a while, you know?
Yeah. Also, I like how every week in My Hero I give like these big speeches, and I'm absolutely certain that this week again, like the audio is gonna fuck up, and you're not gonna hear me say a damn word on this.
It's always the My Hero segment, and it makes no sense because that segment is always at different points in time in the video.
Yeah,
But it's
it's
always,
just
whenever we have audio problems, it's always only in the My Hero segment.
it's just God telling us, look, guys, give up.
Stop talking about this shit.
Yeah, like,
Um,
look,
but as for the
let's
chapter
actually talk
itself,
about let's
um,
talk about the content.
I actually found it really off-putting and weird
Okay.
because everyone's like, "Oh, fuck you, Aoyama. You betrayed us, but also you had no choice and you were put into this by your shitty parents when you were 4 years old." It's not like he even said, "Hello, Mr. All for One. I'm a fucking kindergartner. Can you give me power and I'll murder my friends in 10 years?" His parents did
Hmm.
all this to him. He's just trying to keep them from dying. Like, he is the most blameless of anybody in this situation.
Yeah, but I mean, can you show me to like the panels where they're like where the kids are actually berating him for that? Because I had the impression most of the berating on him that came up in this chapter was he himself, sort of, self-hating. And just flicking through it, most of the kids are just sort of like, "Oh my god, what?" Which I don't feel is quite as accusatory as what he says about himself later. Where he's like, "I'm a rotten villain. I can never be forgiven." And then Deku's like, "You fucking idiot. You got exploited. It happens. Get over it.
Yeah,
Be a hero."
Hagakure is definitely the first one that comes to mind, where she's like, "Go fuck yourself, you asshole." Deku, not so much, because that's kind of his whole thing. I don't know, maybe like I'm reading too much into the fact that he's like weeping and sobbing over this revelation, when it's like, just help this guy. He's fucking desperate for you to do anything to help him, you privileged little afro-headed shithead. But I also don't like Deku, so maybe that's why I read everything he says with not very much generosity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't read it as that at all. I read it more sort of, this is obviously a shitty situation for everyone. And Hagakure is definitely sort of, now that I'm looking at it again, the most overtly antagonistic. But I don't know, like also kind of makes sense. Like in the moment, right? You find out that someone you're supposedly close to, because obviously who the fuck has ever seen Hagakure do anything? That someone like that has actually been working with the villains the entire time. Like in the moment, I can absolutely sort of believe/forgive that. That's not really a big deal for me. And then in the like interrogation scene, like everyone seems more distraught than they seem like accusing of him. And Deku's whole thing is like, look, shit sucks. All for One is the real cancer here. You couldn't have, you're not at fault. Which also the final page, I like it because of that, where it's just like, look, man, like you are a victim. You are an instrument that was used, and you cannot be held accountable for it completely. Like obviously you did things that led to certain consequences that we all have preferred to avoid, but that's kind of what happens when you have a potato-headed fuck who controls everything. So I'm okay with it. I really don't have an issue with that.
I do want to say that I think, wasn't it you who said that Bakugo's personality never feels like it changes? Boy, this chapter I feel like goes against that.
Yeah, right. That's another thing that I actually liked. I like that he's very calm during this, where he's just like, damn, this shit sucks.
I mean, he pretty much found out directly that all of the fucking self-loathing that he had over All Might ending was totally this guy's fault, and he did not like raise a finger
at all.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. Like I like that. I kind of wish this Bakugo was in more chapters, because most of the time Hori just writes him the way he has always been. Which I think we discussed it last week. It's kind of a consequence also just of his popularity.
Yeah, it's the Vegeta effect. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can't just change it too much. But I would like, this is the Bakugo I would like to see at this point in the story, because I really am over the die, I'll kill you character traits. Like we've had it for 7 years. We can move on.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I also like how in the panel where they all find out Jiro is the only one who does not look surprised. She turned on him on Twitter immediately.
He's always been weird.
I always knew that kid was weird.
Yeah.
I always knew that kid had something up with him.
I mean, can you blame her? He's French.
She turned on him for Twitter clout the instant she found out.
Yeah.
She's got Hina in one arm and her cell phone in the other arm right now.
Again, honestly, if you have one guy in your class who speaks French, that is the traitor. I mean,
obviously.
Yeah, we need to stop normalizing French people out of our spaces.
Stop normalizing French. Jesus.
It's not racist, okay? It's if you're European, in the listeners understand. Like, it's not personal. All of Europe just fucking hates France.
That's fair.
Yeah, and France hates itself too, so it's fine. Mon ami, fuck no, I'm not gonna speak French live, because then everyone's gonna realize how bad my French is. No, actually, my biggest issue with this chapter is that the final page just does not hit at all because I'm so over Hori referencing the first chapter. And I
Yes.
don't know if it's because of the manga or if it's because of that second movie, because you haven't watched it, but the second movie is like 2 hours straight of just, hey, remember chapter 1? And I'm so over that shit. Like the whole, oh, you too can be a hero is just not a hard-hitting phrase anymore, which I hate because it used to be like the thing that got me into My Hero in episode 2 of the anime. Um, but that aside, I actually do enjoy sort of what this does for Ariyama. Like he really just does feel like a very tortured child, and I really do like that. I think for like a trader plotline, this is sort of what I wanted. I didn't want a cackling, haha, I was evil all along kind of
Oh yeah,
deal.
this is definitely better than that for sure.
Yeah. I still think it's so funny how the entire dialogue tries to avoid the one question, which is why the belly button laser though?
Yeah, they don't
Of
even bring. If I went to a fucking like mafia boss and I was like, "Hey, uh, I need a quirk for my child as he does not have one," and they were like, "All right, look, all I got is this belly button laser that makes you shit yourself if you use it more than 3 times," I would say no. I'd be like, "Never mind. He'll just be quirkless." What a shitty quirk to sell your child's entire existence for.
that's the equivalent of like your parents selling you into like child slavery for like a bagel.
Yeah, like a Snickers bar. Like, dude, come
Yeah.
on, this quirk fucking sucks. Why did
Well,
All for One even steal this? Who did he steal this from? Who did he
that's
steal the
actually,
shit yourself beam from? For what
actually,
purpose?
you know what? That's actually the better question now that I think about it, because we saw in the Kamino arc that he only steals quirks he thinks are useful, presumably because he himself also has a limited amount of hardware to his body. So why was I mean, maybe he just stole it specifically to give it to them. Where he's like, oh, okay, fuck,
Oh,
what's
like
on the
I'll
agenda?
go out and find something real fast. I guess
Yeah,
maybe.
he's like in his evil hideout, and like his secretary is like, so today you have a meeting with the Aoyama family, and you have to give their son a quirk. And he's like, oh fuck, oh shit, I didn't find one.
I didn't
And
prepare for this. Ah, fuck.
yeah, he
Just
turns
runs
to like
outside. What's your quirk?
no, he like turns to the intern he recently hired, and he's like, you come over here, and just splits his head open. Like, he's like, diarrhea beam.
Yeah. Do you think he stole the quirk before he learned what it did? And then he's like, oh, god damn it. You know what? Fine. It's too late. I'm out of time.
He's like, diarrhea beam? I don't mind. I'm like 60. It happens.
Because, like, I know he's not going to give, like, obviously the incredibly powerful quirks to random people, but the
Hmm.
fucking naval laser, are you kidding me?
I wonder if he could accidentally give someone all for one itself.
Like, he fucks up and does it wrong.
He's like lost in thought after a long 8-hour work day of being evil. He's like, oh shit, I accidentally gave you my main power. I need it back.
Can you give me that back, please?
Yeah. Do you issue refunds? Honestly, like one of the funniest things to theorize in My Hero is just like all the crazy shit All for One took and the ways he might be using it.
See, I hate All for One, but I love how, like, fucking cartoonishly stupid his presence is. Because you could just say anything, and I'd be like, yeah, it's probably.
Yeah. Like this quirk allows me to block your cell phone signal whenever you're about to tweet that you don't like me. It's like, how'd you get that quirk? It's like, I found it. Like that's the other thing. It's like, because we know he has a quirk that allows him to see which quirks he has stored up. Like he has sort of a library quirk. We do know that by implication.
Okay, what possible purpose does that quirk serve to somebody who does not have more than one?
I don't know.
Do they use their quirk and it just comes up and it says library quirk? And he's like, yeah, thanks.
I mean, honestly, what was the purpose of the transfer quirk that created One for All? Right? Like, this shit just happens sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Wait, was it the transfer one that did it, or was it the one, the stockpiling one? Which one did he give him?
The stockpiling one.
Okay.
Was the one he was given.
His quirk was the ability to give his shitty, useless quirk to somebody else.
Yes.
This shit's so stupid sometimes. I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, if we take the movies as canon, then All for One does actually have like a quirk scanning quirk. Because 9, the villain from the second movie, has one. And we know that he was given those quirks by All for One. And All for One definitely had like copies. Like he
I feel like at some
control
point
C that.
it doesn't need to be a quirk, right? Just have him pull out like a shoebox full of note cards. Like what? Not everything he does needs to be a quirk. Like, I have a eating food and wiping my ass after I shit quirk. It's like, well, you can just do that without him. It's fine.
He's like, you see, this quirk allows me to use my thoughts to manipulate my arm in any way I please. And it's like, so you have muscles?
So you have a neural network? Like, what are you talking about?
He's like, no, it's more special. Shut up. Die.
I took this quirk that allows me to operate a motor vehicle.
It's like, my quirk gives me a forklift license. Like, could you just do a course? It takes like 2 weeks. Like, no, I killed a man for this. I'm gonna use it.
Man, it took his quirk, which was an innate knowledge of how to drive a forklift. Imagine that quirk manifests when you're 4, and you're just like, I'm gonna go do this.
My quirk is I am mildly good at Uno.
Do you think when he was a teenager and he was like trying to impress girls, he would steal quirks? So it's like, yeah, now I can do sick dunks in basketball.
And it's like, oh, that's cool. You dunk just like Jimmy from the parallel class. Nobody's seen him in weeks. What happened? And everyone's like, I'm weird.
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
I also like to think that he himself doesn't realize when something is a quirk.
Like, he just has no idea anymore because he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah, like he's like, this quirk, it has some effect I haven't figured out yet, but its side effect is that I'm tired all the time. And like the doctor's like, no, it's called sleep deprivation. You stay up until 3 a.m. on like political Reddits.
He's up at 4 o'clock in the morning in Ben Shapiro's YouTube comments.
No, you don't understand. My quirk tells me this was voting fraud.
He's like, hang on. I need to use my quirk that converts oxygen in the air into energy for my bloodstream. And they're like, are you talking about breathing? And he's like, you have it too?
He kills them because he wants it. Oh my god. He's like, I like the way that man walks. It must be a quirk. Another thing that I find really funny about All for One though is that could he steal a mutant quirk? The ones that like permanently fuck up your body. And if yes, can you just turn that on and off? Because if yes, you absolutely know he has a horse cock quirk.
They're out. He's like, Shigaraki, this mission is very important. What are we here for? I thought we already took out the biggest obstacle when we beat Stars and Stripes. He's like, no, listen. My perfect body needs one more thing. And the camera just pans down to a dude walking down the street and one of his legs is sizably larger than the other one. And everyone's like, that guy.
Shank him.
No, that's the quirk that Shigaraki accidentally got when he attacked those 2 people in their house when he was running away from Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, because the guy was like an inmate, like an ex-convict. He steals his quirk and is like, "Oh, what's this guy's quirk? It's being in jail." Can you imagine? One guy has like a quirk. He like is like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take your quirk. I'm sure it's something good." He yoinks it, and the quirk is called Quirk Canceller. Cancels all quirks you have. He's like, "Oh, this is a quirk I can steal." Yoink! It comes up. It's like Monopoly get out of jail free card. He's like, "Sweet." This would be really useful if I hadn't destroyed all jails already. Oh. He's like, "Shigaraki, I really hate when my mouth is obscured, so I'm gonna need you to steal me one of those Pfizer quirks so I don't have to wear a mask."
I don't want to take the vaccine. I just need the quirk.
It's like, you can just get the vaccine for me. He's like, "No, I'm not letting the government put that shit in me." They're gonna microchip me. It's like, oh, for one, you literally eat people who you don't know what they have inside of them, but the vaccine is where you draw the line. It's like, yes. I can't let liberal arts colleges win.
It's just, I can't get over the fact that every time I picture them going to like meet with him, he's just sitting in a chair somewhere with like a full wall-sized like home theater, and it's just playing like Steven Crowder.
He's like, Steven, I'm your biggest fan. I need your quirk. Why am I angry at nothing all the time?
Oh God.
I also like the whole theory that because when you steal someone's quirk, you like take in their personality, a little bit of that. And so like he steals someone's personality, and he's like, "Oh, that's weird. Why do I feel attracted to men suddenly?" He like steals someone's personality. He's like, I would not mind getting pounded by All Might now, huh? That's kind of weird.
He just has this moment to himself, like looking at himself in the bathroom mirror, like. Oh my God.
Why? Like, I hate that All for One is still in this story, but I swear to God, he's like the greatest source of comedy.
Oh, he's the funniest character in this story by far, and it's not because of anything he's actually done.
Yeah, he's so fucking funny. It almost makes it worth it that he's still there, almost. But he needs to die soon because we can make those jokes once he's dead as well.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be alive for this. All of these jokes are well out of anything he's gonna do.
He's like, doctor, this new quirk I've acquired, it's making my vision glow blurry, and I have no strength in my arms. Like, no, All for One, you're dying. You're like 200 years old. Like, what?
It's making my vision go blurry. All for One, you don't have eyes. You look at your fucked up skull.
It's like, doctor, my heart rate is decreasing. I wonder what effect this might have. Doctor's like, defibrillator.
Defibrillator now.
He's like, oh no, he has an insulation quirk. We can't defibrillate him. That's how he dies. They're like, quick, we need to give him some medicine. They try to like pierce him with the needle, and it just breaks off. You're like, oh no, I forgot to deactivate my anti-needle quirk.
I like to think that he definitely has a quirk that lets him open automatic doors by waving his hands like you do when you're pretending you have the Force.
100%.
He just goes everywhere doing that, and they're like, Did you do that? And he's like, I don't know. I'm very great and powerful.
He's like trying to recruit allies and like, okay, so how powerful are you? And he's like, I can predict the exact contents of your fridge. He's like, you have 2 beers, and he's like, wow, I really have 2 beers. And he's like, okay, join me. And he's like, okay, shunk.
Do you think he like goes shopping at the store in one of those little Walmart like scooters because he's a million years old, and he like he and he sees some item and he's like, I don't particularly know if this is a good deal or not, so he just goes out and steals some quirk that lets him know the market value of everything he's buying, so he can fucking fight with the cashier at the register about it.
He's like, doctor, today my quirk allowed me to buy these packs of milk at half their price. Like, all for one, that's a sale. Yeah, you know how quirks like influence your personality? With him, he cannot think of anything other than a quirk. So like, he's like, oh, water fell from the sky today. Whose quirk is that?
Someone has a powerful quirk. They've made it very cold outside.
Like the doctor's tucking him in. He's like, yes, I know.
Let's get you to bed.
No staying up watching that Shapiro guy. He's like, but doctor, I need to know what's happening on the marketplace of ideas. Oh,
he's under his covers like a little kid with an iPhone.
My quirk allows me to use these little metal screens to communicate with people. Yes, that's called a phone, all for one.
He just FaceTimes the doctor and he's like, all right, I'm cutting my quirk connection now. And he's like, okay. Like the hang up button.
But when he's FaceTime, he FaceTimes the way, like, you know, your parents FaceTime you.
Like, awkwardly placed.
Like, you see 2% of the screen is his face, and the other 98% is, like, his hideout. He's like, doctor, I found a Nomu outside. He's very cute, and he licks my hand. I think he's a good boy. He's like, that's a dog. I like how we've mischaracterized the doctor into his babysitter.
Yeah, like his like caretaker nurse.
He's like, doctor, ever since my fight with All for One, I have struggled forming thoughts. And he's like, yeah, that's called brain damage.
Yeah, have you seen the state of your skull?
He's like, oh, silly doctor, I don't see. Dude, my lungs hurt from like my back. I wish there was a quirk to fix that.
There's just something so funny about him not understanding basic tasks. And just anything in life that changes anything around him is somebody's quirk.
Yeah.
He's at a traffic stop and the light goes green and he's like, I need to get that quirk so I'm never stuck in traffic.
He's like, impressive. How do they get that mobility quirk into this machine on wheels? He's like looking at a Camaro or something.
He goes to a McDonald's and he's like, whose quirk allowed them to prepare this food so quickly?
Like, here's your Happy Meal, sir. He's like, what do you mean a Happy Meal? Who made it happy?
Someone in that kitchen has the quirk to make any meal they've created joyous.
Interesting. Oh my god. Like, Shigaraki's like, master, what's our next step? And he's like, all in due time, Shigaraki. Now, take the GPS and drive over to McDonald's. I need the new McNuggets. He's like, fetch me a Happy Meal and also the quirk of the cashier while you're at it.
Oh God Almighty!
Is it the point where I say that our version of All for One is vastly superior to the canon version?
Way better.
Horikoshi, take notes. Okay. Was there anything else on My Hero that we want to say that isn't just a giant fucking joke?
I don't think so.
Right.
Just that don't read scanlations and be like, oh, this shit, it sucks, and then read the real one because it's way better in the real one. Because yeah, that translation sucked. What was it? It was like, you shouldn't be called a criminal just for committing a crime.
Yeah, because the thing is that a lot of people don't realize with scanlations is that when you need to translate, you don't just have to be good at Japanese, you have to also be good at English.
Yeah, you have to make it, it's the same spirit of the statement, not a one-for-one translation of the words.
Exactly, and I think a lot of, I mean, this is complete conjecture and probably an asshole thing to say, but regardless, I think a lot of fan translators over-focus on the Japanese side of things and neglect the side where they also have to have competent English skills, because so many fan translations like completely miss the mark on like actually constructing functional English sentences just for the sake of being more accurate.
Oh yeah,
and that's
like some of that,
so
some
bad.
of these things are unreadable.
Yeah, and I'm voicing Over Heaven right now, which is also a fan translation, and I swear to God, the person that translated this, like, no hate to them, but like they really wanted you to understand that this is an Isio Isin book, and that, you know, it has repetition over and repetition over of like everything. Like that phrase on the second page where it's like, being so even though it wasn't so, and then it was so, no, exactly because it was so. Like that shit fucking kills me.
Yeah, that's a miserable sentence.
Yeah. But yeah, so in conclusion, My Hero gets a let's see out of 10 from me, because we've decided that that's the only rating we'll ever give it again.
Yep.
Because we're not allowed to criticize it weekly.
Let's see out of 10 it is.
Yeah, even though it's a weekly series, apparently it's not meant to be consumed weekly, because I don't know, I guess I'm just too dumb to understand that.
Yeah, obviously, if anything comes out later that proves you wrong at any point in time, it's just because you're stupid, not because there's new information you didn't have before. It's because you're just an unintelligent idiot.
Yeah, if I can't see the future, I should not comment on anything ever.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which is why I need All for One to give me that future sight quirk that allowed him to see that the voting was a fraud.
The fucking manga criticism quirk.
Like, I read a thread about a children's comic and it made me irrationally angry. Did I get that quirk somewhere?
I need
that.
Like,
no, master. Like, no, master, you're just really, really invested into this for some reason. He's like, investment. A good quirk, for sure.
A good quirk, to be sure.
He's like, Shigaraki, I got a call about an investment bank. What's a stock, and where do I get that quirk? He's like, Shigaraki, have you ever heard of an NFT?
I can't steal these quirks, they're on the blockchain.
Look, Shigaraki, I drew myself. He's like, master, that's a potato. Yes, we make millions.
Shigaraki, why are people on Twitter right-click save asing my quirks?
They're right-clicking my quirks, Shigaraki. We can't let All Might get away with this. Okay. I feel like that joke has reached its natural endpoint. It doesn't get dumber than this.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my rib cage.
Same. My poor feeble ribs. Oh.
Oh God. Okay.
All
So
right.
next up is Jujutsu Kaisen.
All right, you go. I'm still recovering. This is your baby.
Fucking goated. This shit's the best shit. I fucking love this shit. The panel of Megumi just busting that dude's skull in,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, doesn't matter anymore. Shit just doesn't matter. Sumiki's not gonna have to kill anybody. I'll just kill everybody. It's exactly what I wanted. Megumi fucking rules.
Yeah, he's really living up to his dad here.
The page 18 is fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Just
but he's sort of
so good.
That last tiny panel also kind of it looks very Toji, right?
It does. It looks very like Toji or Maki with like the wounds over his eye. I love the like the one above of the little, what are those things called?
The Koganes?
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to say that's what it was, but I thought that was wrong. Yeah, the little Kugane's been like, you got points. And it like says in a very matter-of-fact way, but obviously for the audience, you know, that means that he just fucking obliterated that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I hate the guy's
him.
technique that is he can throw his body parts. Boy, I hate that. Why is the eye the first one you'd pick?
Okay, now we get into like the fun discussion of if there was no permanent damage, which body part is the easiest and most painless to detach from yourself? Because honestly,
I have no idea.
Because there is a guy in One Piece with the same power, and his solution is he just throws his boogers.
Well,
that's part of your body.
They would have to be heavy enough to travel well.
Dude, I've had a cold for like the 2 weeks. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, like that's no problem at all. But yeah, no, it's a very unsettling power, but I also kind of really like it. It also feels kind of like JoJo in a sense, right?
It does. Like, I like though that he's obviously like bleeding from the wounds. It's not just like, oh, I can make 1,000,000 teeth.
Yeah, like they do. I assume they do regenerate.
Yeah,
like his eye regenerated
later on, so they do. But it still like obviously looks like he has to tear his eye out. Like it's not just like, it's not like Gaara's little sand eye, right? Like that's his eye that he ripped out and threw.
Yeah, like
I also like that they totally gave this moment where he could have been like, yes, fine, girl, I'll keep you safe, and he was like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Megumi is the best. I love this character.
No, it's really cool. You can really tell that he just has enough of everything.
Yeah, he's just over it. He's sick of it. Like the little panel where he gets stabbed by her hair.
He's like, you need to stop this.
Yeah, he just has like a flat face. He's not even like surprised or anything. He just gets stabbed and he's like, ugh.
Also, that sequence where he finds out that Yuji has managed to add the rule, and you just see his blank face transition into a smile.
The little smile?
So good.
Yes.
Yeah. And he just goes ape shit.
And he just starts beating the shit out of him, yeah. Max Elephants that dude completely out of the building. So good.
Absolutely. Really, really cool. I did not expect to see Takaba appear like this.
In a little superhero costume?
Yeah, but only half a superhero costume.
I love he says he took 0 damage. He's bleeding from a giant wound in his head.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see sort of what his curse technique is, because obviously he's not been very successful yet. He has 0 points.
Yeah, well, I mean, he might also not be actively trying to kill people. I don't know.
That's true. At least one of them. Also, yeah. Now, someone pointed out. Now, every one of the main trio of Jujutsu Kaisen has a kill, like a confirmed human kill. Because Yuji. Well, human. I mean, Yuji and Nobara had the demon brothers.
Yeah, Esso's Nobara's, and that's pretty far from human, but technically it counted. Esso is a lot closer to human. And then Megumi just absolutely murdered this guy.
Yeah. Also, the color page at the start, Choso looks so British on that.
Yes,
like
yes, he does. That's an awesome color page, though.
It's wonderful, but also, what the hell?
Yeah, he does, though. You're right.
Yeah, like he would be waiting at home for Yuji to come home after a night of drinking with the lads, and he's like, "Okay, Yuji, what's up? Me and me brothers, we were waiting for you, and you're just out here drinking." binging on the pubs. Yeah,
Binging.
yeah, I thought so. I don't know. I've not actually been in England for a whole hot minute. But if I had a stepdad who was British, he would definitely look like Choso. Choso,
He went
also
from
known
older
as...
brother to stepdad. Is that where we are
Yeah.
now?
I mean, look at him. Come on. Choso, also known as Charles, the unemployed stepdad. Me and me brothers. No, he would be like a Liverpudlian as well. Like not just any British, but also like the worst kind of British.
The absolute shittiest kind.
Yeah. You know how the Liverpudlians speak.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because British English is already sort of like, oh hello, I'm British.
Mm-hmm.
And then Liverpudlian is kind of like, hello, I'm British. I have ice cubes in my mouth.
Oh, like Tom Holland always talks with shit in his mouth.
Kind of, yeah. And also they don't say thank you, they say taw. And it makes like I watched British Bake Off with my girlfriend. They had a Liverpudlian contestant, really lovely girl. But oh my god, every time she spoke, I wanted to gay man myself. like, that's not a real language. But racism aside, or accentism aside, I like this chapter.
Yeah, it's a great chapter. I love seeing Megami just go feral and just start killing people. Oh man, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But on page 17, Jesus, are that dude's head just splitting open?
Yeah, I mean we've been theorizing that this would happen for like weeks at this point.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm glad it finally did.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But I'm glad he hasn't gone like absolute insane. Like I'm just gonna fucking murder everyone in my general vicinity. It's just like I'll do what I have to do. Like
yeah,
it's very much like it almost reminds me of Yuji's whole cog in the system thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that he approaches it, where it's just like I'm not gonna sit here and be an idealist. I'm just gonna get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can take care of it, then it's I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Also, and this is a bit unrelated, but if you look at page 7, when the guy tosses his teeth, that's such great paneling because it's like he's tossing them out of his hand, and the teeth are falling out of his hand into the next panel where they're already like arranged properly as to where they are in relation to Megumi and the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's so good. I was flicking through it and I noticed that. That's such good paneling. Like such good like arrangement of things. But also, yeah, like as uncomfortable as this power is, I also really like it. Like just like, oh yeah, have my body parts. He's just gross Bakugo if you really think about it.
He is gross Bakugo. Instead of sweat, it's just whatever he yanks out of his own body.
Oh no. You should not have said it like that.
Why? What? Am I missing the joke?
Whatever he yanks out of his body.
Oh, well, all right. Moving on.
Talk about blowing a load. Yeah, moving on.
Oh, Jesus.
Please, sir, talk to us about this chapter.
I like the little insight to Megumi's domain and like what specifically about it is incomplete. It's that he just can't form the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if we will see him go the Sukuna route, where instead of making a barrier, he trades that for like increased potency and area of effect.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting because I feel like I want to see some variation in domain expansion. I want to see people like explore it more,
Yeah, of course.
And then I also feel like him acknowledging that using it and it not working is a loss, so that he shouldn't just throw it out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is really something interesting, sort of also about the power system itself in a sense where like cursed energy is like basically just a huge unknown that they just have to sort of explore with how they organize their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's interesting because Megumi's domain in a way already reaps the benefit from having no barrier, which is that it is really fucking powerful. He can literally make infinite copies of his Shikigami in it.
Yep.
Pretty much. like I feel like that's something that it almost feels like that would be the big upgrade over having no barrier. Also, I just want to point out that in one of my recent videos, I said that it has no barrier, and that's the weakness of it. And someone was like, "Oh, but it's not actually confirmed." It's like, I have eyes. I don't need confirmation. And
Yeah.
now we have
Also,
it.
like,
So,
it's a fucking YouTube video. Calm down. The
yeah,
whole
it's
point
like,
is to see and interpret, and like, fuck.
yeah, dear commenter, if you're watching this, ha, that's
I
it.
win.
Yeah, ha, I win this absolutely meaningless show of power. But hey, I gotta take what I can get, man.
Do we want to talk about the mini chapter?
I mean, I kind of just skimmed through it. I didn't go
It's
through it
mostly
in
just
super detail.
cute little individual things.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say is that the Gojo ad is one of the single best jokes in all of Jujutsu
Oh,
Kaisen.
easily. It's so funny because they said the anime staff was like, please put Gojo in. And so he just
Yeah,
put him in and he put a skip ad button on him.
that's so gay. Um, Also, the popularity poll happened, and Gojo was not number one.
Yes. Did you see the page where it shows the top three and what their
Yeah.
reactions were to the news?
No, I didn't see that. What's that?
So the page it shows them all as Megami, and his caption is that he does not care that he won.
Mhm.
Number two, it shows Gojo, and his caption is that he's protesting the fact that he did not win. And then number three is Yuji, who does not know what they're there for.
Wonderful. Lovely. Also, I just want to point out Akutami's comment this week is someone told me my house is 90% Hunter x Hunter, and I felt embarrassed. It's like, yes, that's you. That's an Akutami thing to say. That's
It
for
is.
sure.
What a fucking goat. I love this man.
Love him so much. But yeah, aside from that, is there anything you want to talk about in the one shot? Or
No, it's just got some good little funny visuals, like Inumaka carrying a tuna on his back. Panda's like picking a field. He's picking like I think radishes or something. I don't even know what those are. And then they they talk about how stingy their workplace is, which I thought was funny, because none of them know what minimum wage is in Japan except for Yuta, because he's the only one that actually has been in the real world, and they're making significantly less, and they all have dialogue boxes that are like, "It's a tough life out here," and then Inumaki has one, and it just says fish flicks.
Yeah, that's really endearing as well. But
And
yeah,
also,
aside from
apparently,
that,
Urahime is a raving drunk. Who knew?
yeah, also she invests in Bitcoin. Where she says, maybe I should buy Bitcoin.
She's a
Which means
crypto
that,
bro.
yeah, it means crypto bros are canon to Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh no. Gojo would definitely pay for an NFT, wouldn't he?
An NFT of himself.
Yes. Well, because his power is already like complete abstract nonsense. So he's like, this is just like the Limitless. Bot. He's like, Panda, can I take a picture of you to sell as an NFT? Also, man, I've missed Panda. He hasn't been around since
He's
like
great.
the. Oh man, I can't wait for the movie as well. Whenever that comes around.
Oh, I know. I need that badly, desperately badly. I
Does
also
it
really
doesn't
like
have
the
a.
first page of the one shot where they're all like doing these really serious tasks.
And they're just cooking.
Yeah, it's just cooking, but it's in like these action shots.
Then you have Gojo just eating.
Yeah, Gojo's just eating the
food. Yeah. Aside from that, I have really nothing to say.
Yep, it was just a cute little. There's not a lot to talk about, but
yeah, just
you should
like
read it if you like Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, just like 9 chill little pages.
I really like the joke of when Urahime is like, tonight we're having fish, and Panda's like, I've never heard of that fish, and she's like, hey, don't worry, all you have to do is cook and clean it. And Maki goes, that's everything.
Yeah, that was funny as well.
That's good. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about the one shot. Other than it made me more excited for the movie.
Yeah, and I mean, it gave us more screen time for Urahime, which
Mm-hmm.
is always nice because I feel like she's one of the most underused characters just because
Yeah,
she
like,
looks cool.
They even made a point to say in Shibuya that she was getting ready to use her technique, and they just had to hold out until she could, and then nothing came of that.
Oh yeah, damn. Well, I guess we'll just have to see if we ever get to find out what she does.
Wouldn't it be poetic irony if Urahime is the one who gets Gojo out of the box? And then she says, "Are you crying?" when she gets him out of the box.
Nah, that would be so good, actually.
I need that. Need that in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, in that case, is that tonight in the bag then?
I think we have got it in the bag. I'm going to flash up the names of our wonderful patrons. Thank you for supporting Shonen and Chill so that we can bring you more A+ content like Boomer All for One, just assuming that everything in life is a quirk. That's all he knows. And we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.